I know a doctor when I see one. Most of the time. But the point is, Whittaker, you're going to be brilliant. You are. I've got a few things to say to you. Be kind. Be happy. Have a laugh. Have fun. Because this is an adventure of a lifetime. And you're part of that now. I'm excited to see all the new journeys we'll go. You'll go. It's not goodbye. Not really. You're proof of that. But it's hard to let go. Right, okay. Who knows? Maybe our paths will cross again. That happens quite a lot in our history. Right, I've got something for you. That is not it. I swore I put it in a pocket. That's the Cyberman mask. When I first put on this coat, it had empty pockets. And I vowed for that day on that I would have everything in my pockets. Yes, I have a mini microphone in my pocket. Who doesn't? Found a flower and more rainbow ribbon. All right. I'm getting a shift on. She's getting antsy now. No. That's my Sonic. Swiss Army Sonic. Made out of Sheffield steel. Mainly out of spoons. I made it by myself. Can't wait to see what yours looks like. Oh! I found it! Okay, listen to this properly. Doctor, this is for you. Look after her. She'll be looking after you most of the time, but welcome aboard. Properly.
My name is Christian Basil. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. From Krypton Radio and the creators of the Hanging With web show, this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend.
You're not going to believe this, Kevo. You typed into YouTube, it was like, all the leaves are brown and this guy is gay. And YouTube censored it.
That's me.
It says, "Are you sure you want to put that on there?" I was like, "What?"
No, I like to hear that though. That's fair.
God. Well, I was just like, "What?" There was not even a single word that was bad. It was just like, it just said, "Do you want to censor this?" I'm like, "Why would I?" No. this. Oh, YouTube. Hey there, folks. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. I'm the host of this show. And today thank you for joining us, for those of you who were there this past Sunday as we did our preview and viewing watch party of The Power of the Dalek. Never mind. The Power of the Daleks. I couldn't, you know, I'm going to be honest.
Great title, though.
Yeah, when the title came out, I was always saying it wrong. I said The Power of the Dalek. The Power of the Doctor. We're going to be reviewing that episode, and we're going to be taking your live chats on, so please stand by. Here we go. We're going to be introducing our panel in just a few moments, and let me go ahead and get started with me. Everybody, I hope you're having a great time. Don't forget to go to our Facebook page. We are going to be wrapping up our 31 days of Halloween. There have been a ton of content coming out, not only on our YouTube channel, but our Facebook page of the Traveling TARDIS. Went to the Field of Screams in Pennsylvania, went to Halloween Horror Nights over here in Orlando, Florida, and still got a few places to go before we wrap up to the end of this year for our 31 days of Halloween. So subscribe there, facebook.com, the Traveling TARDIS. Let me go ahead and introduce our panel as we are going through the day. And I want to thank everybody who was with us for the Who Knew News with Dave hosting. I was still a little bit at work, but now we are going to be doing the review of The Power of the Doctor, starting with the legendary Dave. Chapman. How you doing there, Dave? Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, hello, hello.
And you're in the motherland. You're in London.
I am.
How's it going over there, my friend?
Not bad. It's been a long day.
So it's 11 o'clock for you over there now.
Yeah.
You've been traveling all over. How does jet lag just sit with you today, man?
It was a rough day when I came in. Not so much jet lag. It's only an hour's time difference from me. But I went out and practiced with the Munich Quidditch team. So I was up at 6 a.m., packed, did everything there. Took the train into Munich and joined the Quidditch team there. Went out to some very large beers after that, and hopped on a flight in. And it was by the time everything. Sunday night is not a good time to take a train. Just Melanie, don't show up on a Sunday.
I'm totally nope. Well,
so yeah, it ended up being a 21-hour day for me. And that's what I'm recovering from.
No sleep.
But other than that, it's good. It's going to be great. I'm going to connect up with Mark later on before I leave, so that's going to be great.
Got a question from Cody. How are the fall colors near Nelson's Tower and Buckham? How the Quidditch Club record doing?
I haven't gotten out around any of the sites really since I got in here. That being said, I'll be practicing with the Werewolves of London. Love that name. Saturday, and they are the European champions, so pretty good. And has been doing pretty well as well.
Good. Speaking of overseas, we're bringing in the Candyman himself. We're bringing in Mark Robinson. How you doing there, Mark? Thank you for joining us again.
I've got some sleep.
I doubt it.
You never sleep.
Okay. Yeah, probably. Can't believe it was like 4 a.m. after that.
I was. Yeah, what was it? You, Sophie, and a bunch of other people were in the chats, or and some folks are in the chats. I'm like, you guys are up so late, and I just find it fascinating that people are like, no, we want to see a reaction. I'm like, okay, interesting.
And I'm live from England too.
I know.
That's true.
I like how you put the 2 at the end.
First.
Yeah, well, I saw Dave, so I thought I had to be second place.
Just to tee off the YouTube gods, all the leaves are brown, and this guy is gay. Hi there, Kevin. Welcome.
Yeah.
That's
what was that?
And so is your jacket and
It's
your
a
hoodie.
Time Lord.
It's brown. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like this hoodie. Reminds me of the one that Wanda wears in WandaVision at the end when she's, the suburb mom toward the end of the series. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I got
And then, of course, I'm, rocking the Time Wars because, apparently it's 12 years ago. So why not?
Yeah.
And don't forget, Kevo, if you check out all these thumbnails. Oh, let me hide us. All these thumbnails that you see, this is done by Kevo Reese himself, and it's just wonderful. I just say, Kevo, we're doing this episode, and like a half a day later, he comes back, and boom, you get something wonderful like this. If you're interested, you can email Kevo. You can check him out on the Instagram. You can also check him out on the podcast, Husbands Talking, more or less. So definitely check out Kevo's stuff because
he has walls. I have this.
And speaking of checking out his stuff, we've got the legendary hashtag guru himself, Tom Kosak. He also goes on YouTube as the Reverend Amagat.
Hello there.
You got a lot.
It's your boy, Tasty Cake.
There you go.
Trying to go through my Sonics, figuring out which one to use next. Kevin's got his. Like, let's.
How you doing there, Tom? You seem preoccupied.
Oh my god, with my reviews and this and that, and as I said in my YouTube video, I called it on Sunday. I said does David Tennant consider to be the 14th Doctor? Yes, I said it.
Hey, spoilers. Oh, God, you're going to make me do it, aren't you? Hang on one second.
Okay.
Let me go it. Let me
Let
it
go. Let it go.
Wait a minute. Did anybody take it out? I can't find the spoiler alert.
Wasn't me.
Oh, good
Look at the
Lord.
stuff I keep.
Wait a minute. Where is
We used it yesterday. No, Sunday.
I know, but it.
Where with your stuff?
Would you even have handcuffs? Spoilers.
Hey,
Different one.
Did you change it out?
I might have changed it out.
Oh, okay.
I named it the exact same thing and put it in the exact same place.
But he needed it a visual.
Not notice.
Yeah.
But I figured this is more. If we're gonna have a new Doctor, we should have a new spoiler one. And if it's gonna be David Tennant, we might as well have a David Tennant one. And quite frankly, David Tennant in handcuffs seems like a reasonable thing to do. So just for the record.
Would you even have handcuffs?
Spoilers.
Well, apparently that's my new spoiler alert. And last but not least, the lovely Melanie Dean, Pieces of Melee.
Yes. Oh my Lord, he got the name right.
Shut it
We
off.
did it.
No, that was amazing.
Shut it down.
No.
Right
Absolutely
now.
not.
All the leaves are brown.
And this guy, it's
Hello,
never mind.
everyone.
So we are going to be joining in the chat as we review Doctor Who, The Power of the Doctor. Of course, we've already said twice, folks, that we will be spoiling the hell out of it.
Yes, there's
We're
already
gonna be
comments
talking
about. There's a lot of comments already in the chat that I'm ready to hurry up and click on, but I'm waiting.
Okay.
Just
want to let you know, if you haven't seen the episode and you're watching this in reruns, pause it, or check back later and come back and you will see how we rated this episode. But we don't want to spoil it for you because there's a ton of really good stuff going on over there, and then just people were going like, Christian, tell me what happens. I'm like, no. It has to be. I had to talk with Mark, but even Mark was telling me what happened, but he would not reveal like big reveals that were going on. He just said, make sure you catch something particular at the end and stuff. And I was just like, you can't tell me everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and rate the episode. By the way, I want to thank Faith Kelly, the video that you saw earlier. She made that a while back when it was announced that Ncuti Gatwa was going to be the Doctor. And notice that I didn't even give a number anymore because there will be an explanation about the new Doctor. Thank you. But then, wait a minute. So it's new Doctor and then new Doctor. So he's the new Doctor. New Doctor. So he will be taking over at some point. Yeah, this is just really hard just to keep the spoilers from even happening down there. But we want to welcome you to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Thank you there, folks. And guess who came back to make sure that we make this a fair thing? Where is he?
Dave?
No, not back. Dave.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. There we go. Oh, I got to hide that. There we go. This is the magical wheel.
Oh,
the wheel has made its comeback. And you can see everybody on there. So without further ado,
everyone's on there except Christian. That's weird.
That's right.
As usual.
Just want to say something before we do the wheel. Yeah. Guys, which are on Facebook, your messages are not coming through for some reason. We might have some technical difficulties.
Really?
I just logged on Facebook, and there's loads of messages coming through, but they're not showing up on our live on StreamYard at the moment.
Okay, I'm checking StreamYard right now. I apologize if you're trying to message us. I don't know why StreamYard did not. Yeah, it seems to be happening. So they're glitching out over there. So let me do this.
Everyone go down to the YouTube channel.
I'm going to.
If you can, yeah.
Yeah. We need you here. Mm-hmm. We have the Candyman.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I have quite. I'm going to put it in there. Folks, it's simple. Just go. You can see it scrolling at the bottom down there. YouTube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. For whatever reason, I apologize why Facebook is not doing this right now.
Because it's Facebook.
They've had their issues before, but I mean, for an episode like this, I hate that they crapped out there. So everyone gets a minimal guarantee of turns. Well, everybody's going to get one turn, but we're deciding who's going to be going first. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and spin that wheel. Let's do it. Let's see who's going to go first. Give us a
turn.
Remember, anybody who's never done the reviews before, 1 through 10, 1 being awful, 10 being great, and all the numbers in between. But we're going to start off with the lovely.
It only gets it down.
Oh, no. I'm trying to figure out a way to get the comments showing.
And I gotta do. You know what? In the meantime, we are at a commercial break. So there you go. When we return. I'll use the commercial break for that. So when we return, we'll start with Melanie, give her a review, and we will be right back. So stand by, folks, and thank you for joining us here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around. We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night, and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live, and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night, we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. If you're on my page or the Facebook page or anywhere on Facebook now, please head over to youtube.com/the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS if you would like to chat with us. For whatever reason, we are not getting any of the Facebook chats, and I apologize for the inconvenience on that one. But if you head over to youtube.com/the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, we are getting YouTube chats. So please head on over as soon as you can. We're going to be going with Melanie. And her rating.
Well, first, before I do my rating, is I do have the Facebook feed up on the right-hand side, so I will try to read your comments here and there. I won't be able to post them. So
Voice of the voiceless.
So yeah, exactly. I have a sneeze coming on, of course. So I know Sophie Flay's on here.
Bless you.
Knew I was going to sneeze.
God bless you.
Okay. Brian Gregory's in here. I see Andrew Morris. But even as I believe Sophie Flay had even said that she tries to watch it on YouTube TV on one and then comments into the Facebook. So it's kind of hard to, do, both. Especially it's very hard to it's almost damn near impossible to comment while you're watching on the television. So everyone's in here, everyone's saying hello. Andrew did ask, we are allowed spoilers this time, right? And the answer is yes, because now we are in spoiler review mode. So you can go ahead and spoil and all that kind of fun stuff in the comments and everything, and I'll try to read them. The other one, real quick, from Andrew Morris was, so Tennant is 4 doctors, 10th, second regeneration, Meta Crisis, and now 14th. So yeah, we're just starting to count them up now.
I think just that ego. There you go.
This is like David, would you like to be on Doctor Who?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is always yes.
I'm just going to do this real quick, fast, because I just want to say hello to everybody. I want to make sure that we're getting YouTube. Everybody, Cody, want to say hello out there. there's a couple other people I saw jump in there. I don't know where they went.
Tensuvian says hello.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
Tensuvian said hello. Carl, I don't know why the chats are jumping around too.
They're all over the place. So we will try our best to keep everybody
We will try.
included. But of course, this would happen during an episode that we're all ready to talk about. So my review, getting back on track. Sorry, everybody. When we did this show, I had given it right off the bat. I gave it a 9.5. Then I rewatched it, and I have to admit I went down, but to a 9. I only took half a point back off. So I am at a 9. I still absolutely enjoyed it. However, the first half of the show for me just was I was nonplussed, and I had to keep telling myself no. And during my first viewing, I was very much a keep going. It's okay. Keep going. And then after the halfway mark, I was like, this is amazing. So I believe the second half really made up for the first half, because to me it just was so clunky, and my expectations, although I tried keeping them low, they were still up there because it's Jodie's.
I'm not on screen currently, but his headset.
I'm going to go ahead and put Christian on mute since he was just walking away and all that kind of fun stuff. So I heard him start talking off screen. I'm like, what's he doing? So yeah, I'm at a 9. The high points I really liked is, yes, I loved all the cameos. I thought that the fact that they brought up the AI again, and that the AI could take the form of somebody, kind of like how we saw with the 11th Doctor, and it was going through companions. This time we were having the AI again coming back as a doctor, which was how we kind of first saw the AI ish with the 9th Doctor, when Rose was trying to open the TARDIS, and it was, the hollow projection kind of thing. Although we thought it was recording, but then he turned and looked at her. But anyway, you can see me digress. I'll go all over the place. Loved the AI. Loved the fact that we saw so many old school doctors. Loved how that when we saw him not only as in the AI form, and that line between Tegan and the 5th Doctor calling her Braveheart, and then, I miss you. Well, I missed you. I miss you too. I thought that was beautiful. As was the same thing we're seeing between Sophie. Between Ace and the 7th Doctor. I thought that was just, again, one of those, you get to have that moment again. I liked how the cheeky moment between Tegan and the 5th Doctor of going, the heck happened to you? Playing with the fact that that everything has to be de-aged and all that kind of fun stuff. You can just roll with it. The Crossroads was absolutely brilliant. I was not when I saw the first Doctor, I thought that David Bradley, I thought that was amazing. Again, utilizing him as the Hartnell kind of replacement. But then the morphing going back and forth, that was utterly brilliant. And let me tell you, and I know everyone else is going to mention this, but the 8th Doctor getting to wear his outfit was just, I screamed. I had my hands up just like, yes, this is awesome. Love how the 7th Doctor was like, someone's got to be different all the time. But I love that Paul McGann got to wear the 8th Doctor outfit that we saw in Night of the Doctor. So, it was all these little things that were just great. And as we started watching the show, I thought it was really tightened up. I could keep going and going and going. I hate to hyperfixate on certain things, but yeah, the one thing that did drop this down, and I'm sorry, people who absolutely must have loved it, I did not like him being Rasputin. I did not like the Master being Rasputin. I do not like my fictional characters being a character that's somehow in a historical time. I don't like that.
Yeah, same.
I do not like that whatsoever. I forgive that. Why we had to have him dancing?
Because a lot of people love it. So, but yeah, I'm with you.
I thought that moment was copying what John Sims did, and just kind of reiterating it. But I was kind of like, okay, this is when it got from slightly weird to going into cringe a little bit out there. I know he's erratic. I know he's supposed to be, whacked out zany, the kid with the big lollipop who's gotten sugar rush.
Yeah.
But I had to sit back and go, okay, I think this is a little. There was a scene in that same scene. There's a scene where the Cybermen and the Dalek are looking at each other, and I had that same
part. I was like,
yeah, I get that. That's exactly how I felt. I'm like, what?
The dance was too much. That literally that popped that extra little half a point off. But and a lot of stuff towards the end made up for it. I thought when he had the forced regeneration, and that the master as the Doctor, I thought that was absolutely brilliant, and that made up for the fact that it was Rasputin. I've seen the Doctor interact with amazing historical figures. Don't have a character be all of a sudden usurp one, because that would have been one where I'm like, I would have loved seeing the Doctor going to 1916, because that's the year that Rasputin died. And oh my God, play off that man could not be killed. That maybe he was a Time Lord, but yeah, I digress. Don't leave my historical actual people alone. I'll let now.
Well, and I think it also drew my attention to why was it even that time period in the first place? I don't really think was ever given a reason.
No.
Was it just because Chibnall wanted to see that? And okay, a lot of people do stuff like that. It wasn't the dumbest thing I've ever seen on television, I guess. But it did draw my attention to why are we even here?
Yeah. I mean, it's the year he died, but he didn't touch that. So I'm like, well, then why that year? Yeah.
And the only thing I could think of is I thought it was homage to Tom Baker, who played Rasputin in a movie. But other than that, I was like,
and it could be.
That's the only thing I could think of. Otherwise, I'm like, this was really not that great of a device. I would think he would have done something more on a grander scale. This is the master, the man who started the master race at that one point. He wouldn't be just dressing up as Rasputin. He would have gotten like some kind of big thing going on over there. He would have made it big. I'm not talking about the volcano thing going, but I think it would have been much larger. I don't know if he would walk around in a cyber suit. I have no idea, but it was just the master.
Rasputin was 6'4". Sorry, I
Sacha is not.
Sacha absolutely is not. So I mean, I don't know. I respect that they put the blue eyes on him. I do. I like the fact that they gave him the blue eyes, but that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know that. We didn't have a reason of all the places, of all the times that the master could have shown off. This was the person, and this was the time that he showed off. So I don't get it there. So awesome.
So yeah, that's my. I love it. I probably, as I keep rewatching it, the points might come off, but I'll become more critical because I'm still riding the high of how many cameos we got, and seeing Katie at the end, and seeing Ian Chesterton at the freaking end. That just, again, all that stuff. I'm still riding that high of. But
you have it at a 9, and that's also my concern too, because
I watched it
again. Yeah, I'm like, now I'm starting to peel the onion apart, and it's beginning to stink. I'm just like, okay, I want to stop here because I don't want to continue any further. Speaking of continuing further, let's spin that wheel again. Let's see if it goes. Here we go.
If it lands on me again, why am I still on there?
Oh, you'll be gone.
Okay.
You'll be gone.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune.
Or you'll go twice.
I'm gonna go twice.
Say
it all over again. Say it again. But we've got our Candyman. So we got Mark coming up over here. Remove.
That's what happened.
So I need. We'll just go to the next one. If it goes to Melanie, we'll just knock it up to the hashtag guru. I'm gonna get it out there. So without further ado, let's bring on the Candyman himself, Mr. Mark Robinson. What's your rating, 1 through 10, and then tell us what you thought of this episode.
When I first watched it, I gave it like 7.5 to 8. After rewatching it, I'm going to have to drop it down to a 7, maybe 6.5. There's loads of bits I really love about this episode, and a lot of bits were really cringy. Like I said to Mel, and like I've said to Christian, once it aired, the first half an hour of it, drag, cringe-worthy, tacky, right up to the disco show. After the disco show, it got a lot better.
Yep.
Couple of things which I didn't like Mel said, it was 1916, far as I know, there was a great war going on, and everything's still perfect, pristine. It'd be better if the Master caused a Great War, or done something towards a Great War, but it was really just sent off the Tsar on a holiday. So you can
get and I would see him leading the army, and then just to tee off the Doctor, going like, "I'm about to do something drastic," or something to that nature. You know, like you're screwing around with her planet. This is the Doctor's planet, Earth. You know, it's always his thing to stab her a little bit and go, "Hey, you know, I can screw up your planet. Look at these people; they're following me." So that's what I've always thought about that. So, you dropped your rating. What made you drop?
Right, that was one of the things. The other thing which really got the thing is that the child, the Quantum, whatever it's called. Does anyone remember pronounce it?
Flashy stringy thing.
Yeah, but it's the
spaghetti.
The spaghetti on acid.
No, the
interdimensional spaghetti thing.
I keep on thinking of that, like that
Quanix.
ball.
Flying spaghetti.
You know that ball, that thing that you put your hands on, and then it starts doing that
plasma
thing
ball.
where it touches it. Yeah, the plasma ball.
Which was used as a time console in remembrance of Daleks. The plasma ball.
Ah, yes.
But right, okay. So this powerful energy, supernatural being is held down by a couple of like chains, and then it destroys the planet. And I'm thinking, if you destroy a planet, it can destroy the chains.
And Sophie Flay jumped in with like the little kid.
So that was one bit I I could lift up to it, but as soon as the being said, the Doctor, can you do one little flavor? Can you destroy this planet? Well, why didn't we destroy the bounds?
That's true. It's still chained up when it did that.
Yeah.
Maybe because the Cybermen hadn't been dispatched yet, so if it tried, they would have killed it. And since the Cybermen were taken down, now it was free. But like, if it tried firing, they probably would have all just killed it.
See, Kevo, I almost just dropped this thing to 8.5, but you saved it back to where I was at 9.
I'm always thinking.
You saved it by half a point.
Okay, Ace and Tegan, love them to bits. It's just uncanny how Ace knew every floor panel had either a G36 underneath it or a parachute. Unless she'd done some recon beforehand with
yes,
and stuff her jacket, her baseball bat under these sort of things.
Those panels all had latches, little handles, so it wasn't like it was hard to figure out which ones you could pull up.
No, but she must have done recon like a week beforehand to put this up. Well, and especially Tegan having like air hostess and having no knowledge of firing a G36, but yet she does it perfectly. Okay.
A typical 80s 80s companion, really.
Things I did love about the episode. Kate Leslie Stewart wearing the unit little badge.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was a brilliant throwback, the little Easter egg there. The Nitro 9 having it in the bag, but then Jodie called it 99.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, okay, so I'm not the only one. She called it 99. I was like,
yeah, whatever your 99 is. After the AI said like words with McCoy, and said, if you want to blow something up, you don't have to do it all the time, but if you need to, do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like,
at one point, she said that it was I could have sworn that Ace had said something along the lines like it's souped up now.
Yeah.
That was the Nitro 9, but she souped it up a little bit or something because then it was 99.
Yeah, souped up recipe.
That's it. Okay.
Yep.
I wish they had called it Nitro 10 from her book.
Yes.
I didn't even catch that.
I love stuff like that.
Didn't catch that.
8.5.
Well, it was a higher upgrade from the 10, and now it's 9.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going down. Damn it.
So
9 to the 9th.
I must admit, I did like the bit of we actually canonize Ace's leaving with the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
That has been a mystery since '87. What really actually happened to Ace after she left the Doctor? I think that was really cool. So that was a bonus for me. I did as soon as I saw the the Doctor Anomalous group, or the DAA, where they call the group. That was such a blessing. Seeing Bonnie Langford, Katie Manning, that was absolutely amazing, jaw dropping, and that just touched heartstrings on that bit. Where people like mixed views about it was when David Bradley walks in. Yeah. Some people think why should he be there because there's no reason. Other people were saying like, well, we had the psychic paper. He was like trying to investigate. I think what not David Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh basically took on the same sort of principle of what Sarah did. Go out and investigate.
Yeah.
And I'm completely by it with it. It's like rather than wait there, he was part of the geology team. I can't get the words out now.
So you're right. Him having the psychic paper, the second he was like this, and I was like, okay, now I understand why he's there. Because you're right, it did have that Sarah Jane vibe.
Yeah,
I can't help but I was going to say
I love the banter between Sophie and Bradley. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
did I get that phrase right, Kevo? The young cool.
Yeah. Ship it. Yep.
We
ship it.
Yes.
Like FedEx.
Yes. I will go down with the ship.
I destroyed that Dalek in 1963. You're how old?
How old are you?
Just like.
So Ryan has a new grandma.
Yes.
Yeah.
New grandma.
What other bits? On the whole, graphically, very good. I got most of it. Maybe they went a little bit too much on the CGI, but when rewatching it on BBC iPlayer in 4K, it did look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that I've gone through every episode on BBC iPlayer, and that's the only one which has got a little triangle, like diamond saying UHD on it. It might be the first ever Doctor Who episode which is in 4K on iPlayer.
And just a reminder for those of you just joining us, if you're on the Facebook page for YouTube, for Facebook, the Traveling TARDIS, or anywhere that's on Facebook on sci-fi.radio, please head over to youtube.com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS so you can chat with us. For whatever reason, Facebook is not allowing chats at this moment. I'm sure that's a technical error with StreamYard right now on Facebook. So without further ado, we're going to... I'm hoping they're not. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Yeah, but we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll spin that wheel again, and think who was it? Wow, my computer is kind of running slow too. Tensuvian had a question I wanted to go ahead and address. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in, and become part of the legend. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Jamie Engel, critically acclaimed author of The Toilet Papers, Places to Go While You Go, a short story collection suited to match your bathroom needs. Only have to go a little? No problem. I've got stories under 1,000 words for you. Far from poopin'? I've got you covered, with stories over 5,000 words to keep you occupied, while your latrine stays occupied. And that's not all. The Toilet Papers is endorsed by the fine folks from Squatty Potty, the stool for better stools. But don't take my word for it. See what Dookie the Squatty Potty unicorn has to say on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. Well, I've got to go, but you can grab your copy of The Toilet Papers on Amazon in ebook or print, or get an autographed copy from me at therightangle.com. And don't worry, I promise I'll wash my hands first. The Toilet Papers. You might just stay in the bathroom longer than you need to.
Brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Hoovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Flaw, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. We are reviewing The Power of the Doctor, which is the last episode of Jodie Whittaker in her role as the 13th Doctor. We also said goodbye to some other people as we continue our review. Again, this is going to be spoilery, so apologies in advance. If you haven't watched the episode and don't want to be spoiled, pause this, go out, watch the episode, come back, and you can chat later in the comments out there. And I apologize. I don't know why not only the commercials are sticking. I literally have to hit the button like 3 times for it to happen there. Oh, there we go. Sophie Flay, love Jodie Whittaker. Said you tag your. I love that. I simply adored that ending. It was just like that. That was the coolest way to say bye bye. Andrew Morris, no unit beret mark. He's calling.
No,
he's calling you out, dude.
Look. Okay, I must admit, he almost run out of berets and unit headwear for amount of American commercial ad breaks.
And Carl, I wonder about a spinoff with the Doctor Companion Group and Unit. Well, I mean, they kind of had that. I forgot what it was called. Mark, remind me. I think it starts with an S or something. It wasn't really like official. It was with Elizabeth Sladen. They kind of
Sarah Jane Finches.
No. It wasn't. I don't even think it was canon. Downtime. That's what I was thinking. I think that's what it was called. Downtime. Real time productions. Is that with BBV? Is that Bill Baggs?
That was with Kate Stewart.
Okay. Sophie Flay rather hit 9 out of 10. Same here, Melanie. Okay. Cool beans. Beowulf, more 8th Doctor. He deserves it. Yeah, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. He deserves more, especially there. He doesn't do robes, apparently.
Yeah.
He did do it in Sharda. I'm sure he wore robes in Sharda.
Was it in that little?
So.
Oh well.
Yeah,
it's not the mood today.
Animated ebook.
I got to see Sharda.
Moody Doctor.
Melanie.
I think that's what's happening.
Yes, and it's
okay, well, I will go. No,
so we are going to go.
Remove.
We're going to go.
Just celebrating.
Hide. Remove.
We're going to go to Dave. There you go. So that's how we're going to roll. Dave, you're up next. Tell us what you think, what's your rating, and what you think.
I give it an 8. I know it's a bit on the low side, but it's an 8.
That's fair though.
It's an extra. Is it like a point there that a lot of people have been bringing it down? I'm actually giving it room to go up.
That's fair.
But like in 13 months. But there's so much that's just. Was that a Chibnall, or was that RTD setting something up? Like David Tennant's outfit regenerating with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's never happened before.
I truly think that's an RTD, and then I'm going to bring up.
Didn't that happen with Troughton?
1 into 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that almost doesn't count. That's just 1 into 2, and they didn't do anything.
But his outfit didn't regenerate, did it? I think he got.
Yes,
it
did.
It did, and it's not the same outfit. He opens up the jacket, and he's wearing a vest. He's not wearing a coat under it. You see his sleeve. I was staring. Don't judge.
Oh my!
Yeah. For research and artistic purposes.
Somewhere in there, Cody had asked if anyone else had played Troughton, and the answer is yes. From the same special
Adventures
as David Bradley was Reece Shearsmith.
Right.
And I honestly am not thrilled with him as Troughton, but if we're going to bring David Bradley in as the first Doctor, as canon from that. I guess we kind of almost have to. I also have no idea. I would never have guessed that's Mark Gatiss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my lord!
That's Mark. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see it now. He looks like
his son. I would
looks like the Arthur.
Why do we always go to her whenever we describe her?
Yeah, no, I there's all those little things that are like, we don't know if that's Chibnall fucking something up.
Oi!
I get one. No wonder Facebook hates us.
That'd be me.
Jeez.
Everybody shame Dave in the comments.
Oh, just type shame.
I'm gonna sit here.
Shame.
Just type
shame.
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 Hashtag shame.
You know what? I'll do it. There.
There we
Everybody.
go. Andrew Moore says, "Are you all going to dance to Boney M at the end?"
No.
No.
Only the remix,
Shame.
not the original.
I think.
Since I've been being subtle, and I think Melanie kind of half saw it. This is how I'm punishing myself.
That is punishment.
This is what I've been eating throughout the show.
Nice.
Still can't find it.
Terrible.
You're
Yeah, I'm in
right
London.
today.
Alrighty.
Carl. At least Carl knows how to censor.
You know, I'm actually
we
going to
love
laugh
you,
because YouTube actually censors too. If you put the word in, it'll actually either change it or put Star's word. Or YouTube does its own censoring. I found out the hard way.
Interesting.
So,
But yeah, no. Between not knowing what was a Chibnall and what was an RTD setup, I think there's definitely room for it to improve over time to explain some of the stuff. I as I said, I really want more Graham and Ace, because that was just a really, really, really fun dynamic.
They automatically had chemistry on screen.
And I mean, if you want to get technical about it, there's only 2 years difference between them in real life.
Yeah.
This is a thing that can totally happen. And I heard somewhere, and I have not seen, none of us that I've noticed have dug up proof of it. I think that there is actually going to be a big finish.
don't encourage him, Beowulf.
on the Companions Anonymous thing.
Oh.
I'd love that.
I saw that. I saw a comment randomly somewhere that was announced, but I've not actually dug in to find out if it's true or not. But I think that would be really, really fun. So,
See, I want Ace to get K9. So as Sarah James passed away, in canon, I'd love it if her son passes K9 onto Ace, and Ace sets up some sort of Sarah Jane adventure with an earthly child, and having Bradley Wells as a companion would be awesome.
I wouldn't mind
Sarah Jane.
I wouldn't mind any of the companions having some kind of spin-off. I mean, Ace would be pivotal because she's kind of worn towards. Also, she has that multi-universe thing going thanks to a Childhood End. So
Childhood's End.
Childhood's End. Shut it
Daylight
down.
saving time.
Bring the wheel back. Here we go.
And if Dave's still on it.
Dave's still on it.
Edward Ide says, 8 out of 10. I cried when I saw Ian. He was the ultimate nod to the classic series. You're absolutely right, because there's been so many times on our show and any other comments, people have brought up the actor who played Ian Chesterton is still alive and with us. Use him. And they did.
Apparently, it is true that if you go in the TARDIS, you are young forever. So, Kevo, you're up.
I
and
win.
then they can just get removed the wheel because look at that. You're the wiener.
Because now there's only one winner left.
There you go. Kevo, what's your rating and what did you think?
I guess like an 8. I felt like it was overall a really entertaining but like mild episode. I thought the story was an interesting idea that I like the way it played out here, and it's not something that I would want to see drawn out for too long anyway, so I'm glad it was just contained to the one special. A lot of the background stuff, bringing in Daleks and Cybermasters, and it was a lot of very special episode symptoms because it was Jodie leaving and it's the centenary. So I forgive. But I was really mostly entertained. I rewatched most of Series 12 and all of Flux in the week leading up to this, just to prepare, and the specials too. And, I really mostly am entertained by Jodie's run. I'd give it like a 7 overall. I know that that's not amazing, but Chibnall was the only one willing to keep the body warm until someone like Russell T. Davies could come along. And now look at what we're getting. Yeah. So I think he did a decent job of keeping it afloat while he was here. I was entertained. I don't think that he broke anything too hard, at least not hard enough that someone like Russell T. Davies taking back over. Oh, man, I'd mentioned earlier, he didn't take a lot of risks at the time because he was reestablishing the brand. And I think he has seen what other people have done since then and is like, let me do something like make the 14th Doctor played by someone who'd been the Doctor already. Why not? So it was a nice, didn't do too much, didn't do too little way to say goodbye and close the door on that whole era, and a good place to leave everything that we, it's been 3 days and we already have so much to be excited about. So
I got to agree with Carl. I'm not a big fan of the Time Lord Cybermen. I mean, they're just Cybermen.
I think they're fun.
I thought it was a neat design.
Came back.
Design-wise, I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm glad they're just out there, but they're not like, we need to stop them specifically. They are a breed that can pop up, like how occasionally we see the Technicolor Daleks still. Those went over like a lead balloon. But, it's still something that when you see, you're like, I remember that. I remember the Power Ranger Daleks. That's funny.
I call them the Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Yeah,
I must admit, I'm about that only one person who actually likes those.
Yeah,
it's
just
Teletubbies. The Teletubbies Daleks.
The Teletubbies Daleks.
No, just like they lost their menace,
and they had jobs and names. It was.
I did like how when they went after the traitor one, I thought that they didn't explain it, but I thought it was kind of, if you were really paying attention, it was kind of nuanced that the traitor Dalek had like his eye stalk had a gouge in it. He had a problem with like a couple of the little round things on him, that he looked like he got beaten up. And then whatever that happened with his casing was like, nope, I'm turncoat, I'm done.
Yeah,
but
that's probably.
And then when they did like blow him up, it was just that it opened, and then they went in and made sure to kill the Dalek itself. So I thought it was kind of neat that we got to see another Dalek, an actual little, little face hugger looking octopus.
We're just going to run one commercial break. When we return, Tom and I are going to wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Again, if you're on the Facebook page, head over to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We will be right back with our wrap-up of the review of the Power of the Doctor when we return. Stand by.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
In the essence of time, Tom, you're up. Give us your rating and tell us one commercial. That's what we're going to do.
One commercial. Gee, Merry Christmas.
Yep. Go ahead, sir. What did you think? What was your number? And what'd you think?
Well, Kevo and I chose 8 on Sunday, and I did go back and forth because I watched it again without any voices in my head, Christian, talking at me. Visually it was spectacular, but again, things were mentioned, other reviews. Why do we have the train thing? Yes, the CGI is fantastic, but it wasn't necessary. The child's like, okay, is this the child from the beginning? No, it's a spaghetti monster. It's going to be creating Cybertron, all that other things. Dan, great actor, but why? Why was he even brought in? It's like, well, I did a little bit here and I did a little bit there. Now I'm leaving because
I'm gonna put it on top. That was like what?
Yeah,
just like casting him out. No big goodbyes or nothing. That was it. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for playing. I just could not get over.
See you at the end of the show.
Sometimes it bees like that.
Yeah, life sucks. That one thing about Graham in the volcano. Yes, he'll say, "What are you doing here?" It's funny, but why were you there, Graham? We had to wait for the Target novelization for seeing why Graham was in the volcano in the first place. Finding out everything, which it will be in the Target novelization. Someone mentioned it's their final episode, but not enough Jodie. Well, that's the same thing. People complain about Jodie, so they put in the Master as the Doctor. They brought in all these other doctors. Supposedly the fourth Tom Baker could not make it. I didn't read the article I posted because all this was going on here. But it's like, I'm going to say this quote, 12th Doctor, per se. Rick Nelson, Garden Party. Google it. Guys, people want to complain about this, complain about that. You know what? Listen to Rick Nelson's song. He basically tells everything about when he went to Garden Party. Huh? The Garden Party, where's it? In New York. I can't think of the name right now. My brain's fried. You try to do what you can. Enjoy what you can. Don't stop nitpicking. We have something going on here. Be happy. That's why I did go to 8.5, because all the good things. We got to see the doctors. We got to see the Master and that fantastic outfit, which I would love to put together. The companions all over the place. Bringing a new gang on the TARDIS. They're all complaining, what's going on here? I don't know what to do. It was fun. Yes, it's not spectacular, but for the 100th anniversary of the BBC, if we just had everything with Jodie on there, they'd be complaining, it's too much Jodie, this and that. I know we got the Master. Yes, he is Rasputin. Okay. My question is Rasputin Master dead? Because we had the 2022 Master disappear, and then Rasputin dies. Okay, so there's so many things going on. And Ruth Doctor mentioned that before
maybe
too.
Tied up.
We got something. Yeah, we got a little bit here and there. Like it's been said, let people play with the ideas. I'm content. I was happy with it. I'll still keep 8.5, not a 10, because once you start saying, "Oh, this is a 10, this 10," but it has to get better. Now that RTD's back, looks like we're doing multiverse, or we think multiverse. Tennant's going, what? So I can't wait. Next year is going to be brilliant, not only because it's going to be my birthday year. Hint presents, and we're going to see good things.
Well, we know what he wants. We just look behind him. What's not up there?
Exactly. All the toys I can handle.
As Beowulf 1 UK says, Graham, when he left the Doctor, went on to investigate strange phenomenon. Did he not? And I will agree with you, he did, because that's why he got the psychic paper with him, and that's what they said. The reason why Ryan wasn't there, that he was in Patagonia.
Okay, that explains that. That was a scratch off list.
Something that just popped up on my feed here is a point that Jodie's the first Doctor to get all of her companions home safe, alive, in the right universe, in the right time period, with their memories intact.
A point of that was Yaz drove them home, and even then she was like, I think it was Croydon. I think so.
If you know where Croydon is, it's South London.
Okay. It wasn't like Sarah Jane in Aberdeen.
No.
So yeah, close enough. Indeed.
Close enough.
Well, it would be if you live in Sheffield, and Dan lives in Liverpool. So yeah, pretty much.
There you go. Well, folks, we've come to the end of our show as far as the audio is concerned. If you want to hear my review, and we're going to be talking more because a lot of stuff, as you saw in the Who Knew News, had dropped earlier today, and I was expecting just to do a review. We may go into a little bit of that. We'll continue on into the after party, so stay tuned. Hey, John, thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. People complain about Jodie, not because she can't play the Doctor. Every once in a while, you see the Doctor spark in her. It's the crappy writing they gave her. She was a one-dimensional Doctor. That was a great regeneration.
And she had a great regeneration. I love the fact that she was on top of Dirtledore. I thought the sunrise was amazing. She didn't blow up her own damn TARDIS.
Have you heard the backlash because of that?
Again!
There's a massive backlash over that regeneration at the moment.
Why?
Of course.
Because
no one can be happy anymore. No one can be happy anymore.
No, it's not because of what the actual people is. It's because where they did it is a dangerous place. And so people who own Dirtledore are now worried that it's going to have loads of visitors.
Oh, no.
Then again, I think people are going to scale up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
People
Unfortunately,
have done
I
worse.
agree.
People have done worse, all right?
Unfortunately, I agree.
Because I've been wanting to see Dirtledore for I don't know how freaking long. And now I'm going to finally get to go see it, and it's going to be people in kayaks trying to climb the damn thing.
Okay, so people, public service announcement, don't climb up there, please. Or at least if you do, please
don't climb
be
things.
safe. Just don't do it. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and bring us into the after party. We'll continue our discussion, and then I'll give you my rating and my take, and we'll discuss more about what number Dr. Shooty is, and our discussion about the regeneration when we return. So stay tuned, folks, and thank you. For those of you just joining us on the audio, you can catch us up on the YouTube channel. For those of you on our Facebook who may be still struggling, again, go over to our YouTube channel, as you can see at the bottom, youtube.com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. If you want to listen to us on your stations, iHeartRadio, sci-fi.radio, CBS, Spotify, Spreaker, Podbean, Player FM, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, will be there. But definitely, if you want to check us out, go over to facebook.com, The Traveling TARDIS. The 31st of October is when we wrap up our 31 days of Halloween, and a lot of content out there has been dropped. So definitely want to check it out. It's fun. We got tons of shorts for you to check out. Halloween Horror Nights, Field of Screams over in Pennsylvania. Please check it out. Again, just stand by, folks. Oh, there we go. For those of you sticking around, please do. We'll be staying for our after party. But in the meantime, here we go, folks. We're now moving into the after party. Thank you so much for those of you joining us on the audio. We will continue in just a moment. There we go. Awesome. All right. Stay there. There you go. Nice. Very nice. It's giving me Halloween 3 vibes.
Supposed to be in my window, so I just
what was it called? Shamrock.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Shamrock. Whatever that was. Yeah, it was crazy there. And just to give you a little bite-sized preview of what we're doing over at on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Massive backlash. Ace jumped off a building with a parachute.
The fact that was just a backpack, that it didn't have any type of harness for the pelvis, the legs, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, this is TV, this is TV, this is TV, this is TV. Somebody don't actually try to do this.
Yeah. Okay.
Silver Shamrock.
Yeah.
Silver Shamrock. Thank you, Beowulf.
Okay, I remember.
Anyone never to do a parachute jump off any building in London.
Yeah, please don't go off from cliffs. Don't do any.
Don't climb things.
But people do anyway. I mean, people went to the cliffs for Broadchurch, and they tell you if you're going to climb up there, don't go to the edge. That it's soft clay, kind of just compressed rock on the Dorset cliffs. So, and there's people that wander out to the edge, and there's still rock falls.
Nowadays, if you're caught parachuting off of buildings in London, you might be getting terrorism. So,
God, don't. Okay, well, let's just give you a preview of our Halloween stuff.
There goes all. I had all these plans for the rest of the week, and now.
There you go. That was just a preview of our 31 days of Halloween. But go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
I was saying I had all these plans for the rest of my week. Well, I guess but no one wants me to jump off of things. So I guess
nope. And don't fall off a dish either. According to everyone, poor Doctor fell off a dish there. Nice.
You will not regenerate.
Challenge accepted.
So I guess I'll give my review. It started off with a 4. Very, very slow. And I got to say my final rating is a 7.5, throwing in the half in there. When I first looked at this, Kevo, I was like, there is no way that Chibnall wrote this. There's no way he wrote this. After everything, the thing is, and I kind of put it on Chibnall. It's just like everything that we've gone through the last 3 years, I didn't appreciate. I don't like that. You like the the Timeless Children, but you don't want them to mention, just like the Valyard. I didn't like the Timeless Children. I don't want to mention it at all. But here it is. But it didn't even really get into this equation. It was just kind of left on its own thing. After I thought about it, after seeing it the second time, I am convinced that Chibnall wrote this, and I'll explain why. Because all of you kind of hit the grievance of he writes great drama. He writes horrible sci-fi. He just can't do it. Beowulf Disney Plus to put warnings up. Do not try time travel before each episode.
It's a good warning.
That is a good warning, and I'll do it anyway. Ramona thinking that unit would have had better than a chipboard would.
Yeah, that was weird.
Thing
I noticed that too.
They were able to get right in to get to Tegan, weren't they?
Very aesthetic.
It's almost like, if you really break it down, after I saw everything, it was like there's all these MacGuffins. We had the plasma ball girl. We had, you mentioning Ace had the parachute that came out of nowhere. And, I was hearkening back every time she would pull something out from underneath, that scene where Han Solo and the team are hiding in the Millennium Falcon while the stormtroopers are trying to find them. What did I say?
You said Millennia.
Oh, sorry. Millennium Falcon.
Start twitching.
I do. He doesn't write good sci-fi, and it shows. But he writes good drama. Mm-hmm. And Broadchurch shows it. And when I started seeing the memory berries between the Fifth Doctor and Tegan, and that was the perfect scene if they were going to have a last discussion together that the Seventh Doctor and Ace were better than good, we're Ace. That is something that they would have said. And I attributed this to his dramatic writing because he can pull on the heartstrings when he's got the stuff to do it, when he's got the chops. He knew exactly how to hit us. The moment where the Fifth Doctor mentions Adric, you could feel
that was...
She goes, what am I thinking now? Adric. I'm like, oh my God. Ooh. But this is a testament to Chibnall writing drama. He just happened to have the right stuff at the right time with those characters and giving them a little bit more of a backstory, the aftermath of, what was it? Yaz was seeing that they were the misses in the X. This is what happens to you after the Doctor happens, and now she's finally getting it. I'm still bitter about Dan's send-off. It was just like, bye. That was just me. I just thought he might stick around just a little bit longer.
I get that he was trying to be, he was scared off, but I almost would have thought that anything else that he had already surmounted previously would have.
He went through the flux. How could anything could scare him off at this point? Right. So either that or he was getting tired of it, and I did kind of accept it. Maybe he was getting tired. How did Tegan survive the fall?
I don't know. That was another reason. That was one of those.
See, it's all these little things that.
How did Ted and Rose fall down an elevator shaft in series 2? It's also sometimes it's silly, and that is just something that unfortunately happens with Doctor Who occasionally.
Yeah, and I meant there are things that are camp in the series, just to make it fun. But I'm trying to focus on here as Chris Chibnall as a writer writing sci-fi, and the thing is, I couldn't help but bring in I was bringing in the angst, Melanie. I didn't want to, but here I am with the low. Everybody was walking in with low expectations, like, you know, I don't know how this is going to play out. But to see him hit the memory berries, a lot of comments that I saw last night were, we finally got the 50th anniversary we wanted. Yes, I was very happy. Colin, Peter, Paul, David, seeing the previous incarnations kind of talking to her. And they use that AI device, which I was like, okay, I accepted it because it works so well. So there are things that you're willing to overlook if the story is good. And when I was trying to look at this, I was trying to look at the story versus the memory berries. I didn't want this to be, you know, all memory berries. And I think it was you, Tom, who mentioned that you had an issue because there was not enough Jodie. And I think the only thing that I'm saying on that note is that this is supposed to be our final episode. We got a lot of other things going on. I think that's what people were, you know, in that case, it was a grievance. It kind of sat there. And one of the questions I asked myself, well, whose story is this at this moment? Because is it the Masters? Is it the Doctors? Is it Ace's? Is it Tegan's? There was a lot of things going on that I said I wouldn't have mind. I don't say this often about a Chibnall episode. I wouldn't mind if they sliced it in two. And if there was a cliffhanger, and the cliffhanger was the telephone pole scene, where she's finally meeting her other selves. And now we get, you know, then we're going to wait until the next episode when she's finally, you know, having that discussion and everything worked out. Like I said, I don't say that at all about a Chibnall episode, but I think you could have separated into two stories and cliffhangered it where she meets her previous incarnations. And right there, that's where everything starts to move. And I think people would have been excited if they saw David Bradley sitting on, you know, sitting on a cliff with her staring at her and just like, okay, to be continued.
Okay.
That I think is. So I went up because, yeah, I did think the scene with the Rasputin dancing around was a little camp, harkening back to John Sims. This, again, for me, Kevo, after I looked at it, I said, yes, he could write this because I did not see the sci-fi. I saw a lot of drama. And I think having the past, this is where he made the mistake on his first season saying, I'm not going to bring in anything from the past. And there were a couple of people after, you know, I reviewed this who said that I think he finally learned his lesson that you just can't disavow it. You got to bring it with you. How many Daleks episodes can you have every New Year's? And you did it. And I measure a good episode by every time that I'm going to watch that episode again. I always watch Doctor Who reruns. And I usually record them when they do marathons every November and the Christmas episodes every December. And I remember when I was recording, it's like, I don't want to watch any of the Jodies. I just didn't want to watch them. And I can safely say, honestly, here and now, this episode I'll watch again and again. And when I see it on there and I DVR it, I'll watch it again. I loved the memory berries. I like the ending. And I do like the bit where she goes, tag, you're it, Doctor. I thought that was a very great present to move on and to say for her Doctor. But I walked in with low expectations. And they were pleasantly surprised. But this would have been an episode I would have been happy with being at the very beginning to showcase hopefully what would have come. And we're just too far too late. But hey, I can at least say this episode I'll watch in reruns again when it comes back because I loved it. It was fine. It's still Chibnall's thing, and I can't get over it. He's left a bad taste in my mouth. How much crap can you get shoved in your mouth that you're like, okay, here's another load. But I liked it. I really brought down the house, didn't I?
Okay, just change the subject. Okay, what do you call the game tag? Like its nickname? Because depending where you're in the UK, it changes its name.
Really?
So
I've just noticed tag.
So down south, it's usually called dab. Some places it's called tig. Some places it's called tag. So I just didn't know the US have different variations of the same game.
As far as
we
I
had
know,
different
it's tag.
types of tag, but not names.
Yeah.
I mean, hide and go seek is the only other game that I can think of that's even remotely close.
But still hiding tags, just running out right
after
something.
tag,
A goose maybe, but
right. But the goal of both of them is you're tagging somebody.
Mhm.
Just one has more of the convenience of hiding.
One thing I did notice about this particular episode when Christian was speaking on it was there was a lot of stuff that was the yelling exposition while running. And if you didn't catch it, you could have missed it. Like they would be running from one area to another. And there was a lot of, which I don't mind quick shots because sometimes I don't need to see the spaceship land and hit and do this. And then they get out and da-da-da-da. So there's a lot of stuff that, in sci-fi that, point A to point B makes sense. It connects. Okay, good. But there was a lot of stuff like when we had the review right specific after the watch party, we were kind of trying to be non-spoilery reviewing. How many people, both me, some other people on the show, and a lot of people in our comments were saying, wait a minute, so what was the cargo? Okay, that was the child. So then what was the child? Because a lot of people, it was such a fast. Oh, and then someone had mentioned that. Oh, Jodie mentioned it when they were running to, from point B to point C. And I was like, oh, I'm completely missing. I kind of feel
standing there. It was a good 20 to 30 second moment of her standing there because I remember a lot of people were confused by that. And I think part of it was it felt like they intentionally wanted us to think with the fact that it was a child and the timeless child stuff that is it her? Is it another timeless child?
Mm-hmm.
I assume that was their intention. I can't say it was. And that I think confused a lot of people. But so when I rewatched it the next day with my husband, I was waiting for that scene. And she's standing there on the planet, talking to the child and saying why it appeared as a child. So it wasn't as quick as I thought it would be from those reactions. But, I think a lot of stuff in sci-fi in general, but especially Doctor Who, they just drop things like that and keep going. I think Chibnall is especially a fan of just keep going. And that can definitely lead to stuff like that.
Yeah, I said it was red herring till I watched it the next day and said, oh, okay. Because there's no interruptions, watching the whole thing through on a big screen, saying, okay, I understand, writing down everything, writing down what people reviewed in there, comparing with that, making the adjustments. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still a red herring.
Well, I thought a little bit of it was I don't know how I missed it twice, but in the photo that you're utilizing that we're in our background right now that Kevo did, you utilized the image on our left where you see Yaz and you see Ace and you see Tegan and it's okay, here's the here's the master, blah blah blah, and there's a Sea Devil there. I would have thought that there was going to be more Sea Devil.
It's the case for the Steelbook.
Okay, that's what
these two specials together.
Okay,
that's why I just thought it was
at first I was like, wait, what? And then my
sorry, didn't mean to throw you.
No, because I kept looking just when I put up a thing. I'm like, wait, was that supposed to be in there?
It's weird it's weird those two are being packaged together, I think, unless it's also the New Year's one, but I don't remember if I saw that it was that or not.
Okay, because that's when I put it here, I saw it and I'm like, wait, did I really miss something?
Yeah, because it's right under me there. So when we're in the 6, it's right there.
Okay, as people are kind of saying was area, the child was the bait, and the energy source. But yeah, there was a lot to it in the beginning where in the beginning of the show was and I'm even getting people who are now watching it and praying to stay spoiler free. The beginning of the show was just kind of slow and not understanding, and it wasn't until that second half. So unfortunately, I kind of disagree with you, Christian, on if this was 2 episodes, I would have never watched the second one.
Okay.
Because I would have been like that first one, we're dancing with Rasputin. I'm like, I think this might be the time I bow out.
But you see what I'm saying? It just seems like there's too many MacGuffins.
Oh,
and unless you are with it, unless you are, and I'm not saying that it hadn't happened in the past. I'm sure if I go back, I can find some Moffat MacGuffins. You know, you see 11 running around, especially what was that one scene where he's hiding from? I don't remember the. He's hiding.
King Louis or whoever.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, someone.
I'm sure you can look back, and there's some.
It was in a Chibnall episode, actually.
Really? Now that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I think he throws a lot of stuff in there, but you're trying to consume it, and then you're on to the next thing. Which, if you can accept that and you just run on with it, but I think when it comes to sci-fi story, you're trying to encapsulate everything that's going on because there's supposed to be more to it. It's not just, the plasma ball girl in the air. There's something about more to this than just a mention for me.
Okay,
and you might be able to get away with it in some cases, but it's been a running thing for his career as far as running Doctor Who, and I just never liked it.
So is the Master destroyed this time around?
No, not forever.
Or are they going to bring the Master right back like they did with...
Can we just put him to rest for just some time? Just give her rest.
Yeah, I think...
Please.
I think Russell will,
Please.
for at least a few years, just leave.
And there's so many... one thing I really appreciate about Russell T Davies, hopefully he's bringing back the Christmas episodes. But if that is supposed to be... Neil Patrick Harris is supposed to be... I won't spoil it. A past villain of the Doctors. I'm like, well, that's where I would love to bring back these guys. Some of them didn't make it out of the ballpark, so why don't we just bring them back and make them worthy of New Who and try to manipulate? What are the Weirin doing? I would love to see what the Weirin look like in CGI.
I think the rumors after watching the preview that there was a comic character coming back, like Me Weeb or something like that.
Yeah, that
little rabbit,
the blue guy.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
From issue 1.
The cool thing about him is that I don't think he's ever been seen on the TV. He's been in the comics and the Big Finish. And to see him make his way on TV, that would be exceptionally funny.
Can we get Frobisher?
I would love any.
You asked for that before.
I want that. If I'm going to be stupid and crazy, I'm going to be really out there. Give me a talking penguin that sounds like James Cagney.
I don't mind if they explored Big Finish and brought some of that over to the TV series. I meant it was Paul McGann who shouted out names of companions from Big Finish. Why not? Why not bring them into current day? Why not bring in?
I want me some Irish Wild Time.
And that's the thing about this partnership with Disney Plus as well. I could foresee us getting a lot more Doctor Who spinoffs without having to worry about going through whichever channels. Like, they can just put it out there. Like, it's a lot more freedom.
Okay.
Kind of like how they're doing, like you have the MCU and then you have Marvel's special presentations. You could do that with Doctor Who.
Or stuff like that. Yeah, any sort of thing.
But it must be better. Anything got to be better than either the Class or the Australian K9 series.
I liked the first episode of Class. I didn't watch the rest of it.
Did you watch K9?
You did yourself a favor.
Didn't even know where to find it.
No.
Australian K9 was really bad.
So it'll come to Disney Plus.
Probably.
Wait. I actually thought it was on Disney Plus at one time.
K9.
They've definitely had Doctor Who before.
No. I think they had like Disney Plus or Disney Channel in
Oh, aired on TV.
Aired
Okay.
on TV, not on the streaming service. It aired on TV. I could swear, like they had a Disney
Probably.
channel over there.
I believe that.
And ended up there. But
That's it.
yeah, believe it or not, it's not the first time that Disney has been in had any influence on as Doctor Who's concerned. The Disney Channel for quite a while, I think a couple of years, was running David Tennant series.
Disney XD.
Disney XD, yeah. And I remember that because he would hold up the psychic paper and it said, and it would write it out itself, and it was the warning. It was said it has this going on, and it would actually do the sound effects. It has some Daleks and stuff like that. The Master talked to Doctor Who.
That's it, Ramona. Meep is a character. Meep.
I wasn't trying to spoil it, but yeah, beep the meep.
This one I don't know. Anybody?
We don't know. We just know that that Shooty is going to have a new episode. Somebody had mentioned holidays. Somebody mentioned Christmas. And I will be very, very, very excited if they brought back the Christmas episodes. For me, that was a tradition that should have never.
We do know that there's going to be 3 episodes of David Tennant.
Yes.
Yes.
That is confirmed.
So whether or not it'll go Easter, November, or whether or not it will start at November and go Christmas, we don't know.
I'm thinking they're going to do the 3 episodes. They're going to start it off on around the birthday of the Doctor, and then the 2 episodes, and then they're going to have a Christmas special, and that's when Shooty's going to come in. My guess.
I thought I saw that all 3 are going to be in November.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I saw as well.
Which I hate, but it's
his birthday.
It's a truth I have to accept.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do something big for your 60th.
Right, the 3 episodes, and I think Shooty is probably going to be a Christmas special. I'm guessing. We still don't know all the. I mean, we just found out about Disney Plus today. That was just out of nowhere, and it started a rumor like 3 or 4 months ago, but now it's. But David not airing until November 2023. Right. Yeah, so we're going to have to be very patient. I get the feeling with Russell T Davies, it's not going to be the end. He's going to do something spectacular. That we're going to probably see stuff or little short clips or YouTube things that they used to throw out like Night of the Doctor.
They're going to build into a universe.
They're going to build it
like.
Do you reckon they're going to bring back Doctor Who Confidential?
Didn't they say they were?
Yes,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're going to bring that back.
They were talking about it. Yeah,
a different name.
They were very serious.
Yeah.
Well, even then, if they could possibly now with Disney Plus bring back all of the old content. Like all the old Doctor Who confidentials and all the old, stuff.
Well,
there's
that's
a
what
treasure
I'm saying.
trove of things there.
If they all brought Doctor Who stuff, if they brought out the Sarah Jane, if they brought Torch, well, they couldn't use Torchwood.
They have settings now. They can absolutely put Torchwood on there if they want to. Daredevil is up there.
I would say they would have tons and tons of content. They would never run out of Doctor Who.
But I think it's going to be classic Who on there for the moment.
It would definitely come with a warning with Classic Who. I know that for a fact.
Towns of Wing-Chang.
Oh yeah.
Who has Classic Who right now?
BritBox. Pluto TV.
Yeah.
Ken Tuvian says someone leaked Doctor Who on Disney when Disney acquired Discovery Plus.
Did they?
Oh boy.
Yeah, here we go.
Swat
I was
that.
waiting for you guys to show up. There.
There we go.
Another
one. Who's getting that one?
I got it.
Okay.
Me fish. Oh, you already
We're getting all the fun bots and showing up.
Well, we've come to the end of tonight's show, folks. Thank you so much. We are hoping to have Worlds Apart next week. Hopefully, we'll be testing out their game because I think they already launched it a week or 2 ago, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget to say good night. Any last words before we go?
Yes, quickly to somebody.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Biliante says, "Woohoo! Made it to a live show." I'm like, please don't. I'm like, Christian, don't end it. I gotta get this in here because they're watching it from
Apologies
Facebook.
to Matt Damon.
And I'm sorry for our folks on Facebook. I'm hoping next week we won't have this problem, but it just occurred. You can always go to the YouTube again, youtube.com. Don't forget to like this video. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much there. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Right now, go ahead. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are closing in on 2,500. Trying to get to that goal before the end of this year, if not the end of this month out there. Again, facebook.com/the Traveling TARDIS. The 31 days of Halloween ends on October 31st. And then we're going to do the 25 days of Christmas starting December 1st. And then we're going to just have some fun holiday stuff. We're going to have also some fun holiday specials, including a foodie episode for Thanksgiving, or as Dave calls it, Thursday. The last Thursday of the month. So, and of course, we're on TikTok at the Traveling TARDIS if you want to join us there. Thank you so much, folks. For those of our friends who are celebrating, happy Halloween. Please stay safe out there as Sowain. And have a blessed Sowain.
Samhain.
Have a blessed Samhain out there. And we'll leave Brad.
Sorry.
Cut the last few minutes. Thanks. Well, we're definitely, this will be dropping very shortly on our YouTube and our Facebook page if you want to check it out again. You can always leave chats and whatnot. Don't forget Kevo over at Husbands Talking More or Less. Mr. Candyman over here. Thank you so much, Mark. The Reverend Amagan on the YouTube channel. Melanie at Pieces of Melee. On the Instagram. And Dave at therathole.ca. There you go. Wow. Or the rathole.ca/who if you want to check out the website. Thank you so much, folks. Don't forget to say goodnight. Appreciate it. Please stay safe out there. We'll see you next week. And thanks for becoming part of the legend. Whee!